Welcome back to It's Pod O'Clock, match week 11. And another international break is upon us. We've got a bit of a different setup today. I don't know how different this is going to look because, I mean, where I can see myself, it's only a tiny little screen. If anything, from here, it actually looks quite good. We are using a different camera today just because it's less of a faff to get my other camera. So I've got another camera, a bit cheaper. But I think it looks decent. And so, listen, some of you listen, some of you watch. For those of you watching, of course, it will look a little bit different. For those of you listening, it will sound exactly the same. I'm currently watching the second half of Manchester City versus Liverpool. It has just kicked off, so we're practically going to be watching this whole half together. It's currently 2-0. It's a strange one. It's a strange one. We've got a lot to get through, I suppose. And again, as I've said, it's now the international break, the final international break of 2025. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. The final international break for the next 5 months, I believe. A long way to go as it goes across the 6-yard box. Doku can't quite get there. Erling Haaland's already missed a penalty. I don't know if the goal got given to him. I think it went off Kanate, was it? I could be wrong. Virgil van Dijk's had a goal disallowed. And then was it Gonzalez with the goal? I could be wrong. With that said, as always, FPL to go through first. And I'm so bad. I'm so bad. Listen, as happy as I am that that Arsenal dropped points and that they conceded, could you have not just waited at least one game? Could you have not just let me have at least one game? I've taken Alisson out of goal, finally, at last, as Szoboszlai's nearly in. So either way, Alisson wouldn't have got me any points whatsoever, as he's not playing. I decided to swap Alisson for David Raya. And immediately goes to draw the game, concede 2 goals. So just the 1 point for David Raya, 1 point for Gabriel, 1 point for Timber. Virgil van Dijk nearly getting me a goal for the FPL. That could be a penalty, that could. It's not. Mohamed Salah, who, I'll be honest with you, is he even on the pitch? Is he even on the pitch? Who knows? Semenyo. This is another one as well. Did he not even play? Was he injured? Semenyo did play. He missed a penalty, man. Oh, my God. A sorry state of affairs with my FPL this week. I'll tell you that much for free. Are we a bit wonky? I think we're a bit wonky. I'm just looking at the the shelves. They look a little bit wonky. I'm looking at the camera and it looks a little bit wonky. I'll try and adjust you in just a couple of seconds. But we had Semenyo, who has done really well for me as of late. I decided to captain him. Bournemouth lost 4-0. So, yeah, great choice there. Enzo Fernandez got me 3 points. Rodgers got me 2 points. Grealish got me 3 points. I decided, a great idea. I decided to take the vice captain off of João Pedro, who got a goal. And I've given it to Mateta, who did not score. 21 points. The average is 19. The highest is 93. I think a lot of people, based on that score, it's usually in the hundreds, the highest. I think a lot of people have David Raya in goal. Understandably so. Mo Salah nearly threw that. But the less said, the better, to be completely honest with you, because let's be frank, It's just not fun, is it? Who even likes FPL? You know? Who even likes it? Not me. Not me. That's for fucking sure. I can't be asked to move my camera. You just have to deal with it. I know it's probably a little bit wonky, but I might be able to fix it in post-production. Anyway, what have we got to go through? We had a game midweek against Qarabag, of which I've had a lot to say on the Football Exchange with Alex Goldberg and Troy Deeney. Me and Alex went at it quite a bit, and Troy sort of was the in-between. And for the most part, it seemed as though, I don't know if it's because I was actually sort of standing up for myself for a change, as Man City are through on goal here. It could be 3. It should be 3. It's not 3. Could be a free kick. There it is on the edge of the box. I finally gave Alex a little bit of something, to which he was not impressed that I was actually coming in with some ammunition, some actual arguments, or at least I thought so, as to why I thought it was Maresca's fault, or at least not partially. The majority of the blame for me goes on Maresca for the Qarabag game, namely for the lineup, the choice of lineup, weakened side once again, underestimating the opponent. Qarabag coming into that game with the exact same amount of points, exact same record in terms of, I think it was like 2 wins and a loss. We too had 2 wins and a loss. So to come into a game in the Champions League, no less, with a completely weakened side, 7 changes from our game against Tottenham. This argument that Alex and other people, not just Alex, but other people as well, have said is, oh, it's only Qarabag. It's only... we should be beating Qarabag. Which, yeah, I do agree. Beer of the day is Cruz Campo, by the way. We should be beating Qarabag. But we didn't. And I don't subscribe to the idea that if a manager has decided to drop 7 players or rest 7 players, that if they do not then go on to win a game that is, to many, not to myself, but to many, a guaranteed win, because it's only Qarabag. If you then drop points or don't get a win, guess what? That's on the manager. I don't think you should be blaming players who do not play regularly in the first team at a high level. And again, I know some people say, well, it's only Qarabag. It's the Champions League. What are we doing here? It's the Champions League. This isn't the Conference League. This isn't the Europa League. You wanted to be in the Champions League. Act like we're in the Champions League. I just don't understand the arguments. And then, of course, Lavia gets injured. We are forced into making a substitution that we probably didn't want to have to make until at least the 65th minute or so. And that was, of course, Romeo Lavia coming off for, I don't know, 6-7 minutes into the game where a poorly, I can only assume, because why would Caicedo be ready to go? You never know, of course. And nothing did come of it in a negative way from Caicedo. But the point still remains that we put Caicedo in jeopardy for absolutely no reason. We still ended up playing Enzo Fernandez. We still ended up playing Liam Delap, who I would argue probably should have been on from the start. But I get the reasons why, because obviously his silly red cards meant meant that, you know, a little slap on the wrist, a little telling off. You know, he's not 100% fit as well in that game. So I understand why we might have decided to not start him. There's many variables with him in particular. But the substitution at half time, once we're obviously 2-1 down going into the second half, it's almost a substitution of Liam Delap, Garnacho, and Enzo Fernandez. All three players of which you have a pretty fairly substantial argument to suggest that all of them should be starting in a game of that level. Champions League and all that. But they don't. But they travelled. And they all travelled. And they landed in Azerbaijan, what's the fucking place called? Baku. They landed in Baku at 1 a.m. local time. So everyone's groggy. No one's going to be 100% going into this game. And that's not me making excuses. I'm just saying, playing a weakened side on top of that, it's not going to be it's a recipe for disaster, realistically speaking. You want your more experienced players in that sort of situation. But the thing that's even worse is everyone travelled. The best side, the A team, so to speak, your Caicedos, your Enzo Fernandez, and so on, they all travelled. So I don't understand why you wouldn't have just started the 11, and Troy raised this one, but I shared the exact same sentiment because he said it, and I was planning to say it, was you go into those types of games, you play the first 45 minutes, you hope for the best. Jesus Christ. Nearly an own goal there from Man City. You go into it full strength. If it's only Qarabag, you get the job done in 45 minutes. Then you make the substitutions, rest players, and then, see it out, which Chelsea aren't exactly known for seeing things out. It was just a shit show. And I wholeheartedly believed that Maresca was majority to blame. Now, obviously, Yorel Hato had a stinker. Yorel Hato was the reason for, I think it was both goals, was it not? The handball, and then obviously getting absolutely skinned. Tosin wasn't great either. But again, you're playing a 19-year-old in the Champions League, and I know people have said he's captained Ajax, he's played loads of games for Ajax, and I completely understand that. But this is a different kettle of fish. This is in a side that he hasn't played loads of games with. This isn't Ajax. This is Chelsea. This is a completely different setup. This is with a load of players who he hasn't played with on a regular basis. The same for the other players as well. There's no chemistry to be had there. It's not like the regular starting 11 who play with each other for the most part, for most teams, realistically speaking, week in, week out. It's not the same for Chelsea. We don't do week in, week out. We make 7 changes and then go into Wolves this weekend and make 9 changes. And of course, this one worked out. Thank God. Because if it hadn't, we would probably be having I probably would be sat at my desk, put it that way. I would probably be sat at my desk for this episode. To really get things off my chest. But at the same time, just quickly on that, I do prefer sitting on the sofa. And I feel like I don't think many people give a fuck, if I'm being completely honest with you, especially if you're listening and not watching. But I just find like that it just rolls off the tongue. It really does. I speak way more naturally and it just kind of flows when I'm sat here, because whilst the camera's right here, I very rarely look at the camera because I'm sort of looking around and thinking and watching the game, and it's getting the juices flowing and whatnot. Whereas when I'm at the desk, it just feels so much more formal, and like I have to be a bit more well-spoken. Not well-spoken. If you were there for the watch-along for the Wolves game, you'll know well-spoken. Well, there's well-spoken and there's being crude. Rude was the word for that stream, I must say. But yeah, Qarabag, it ended a draw, of course. Let's have a quick dawdle. Excuse me. A quick look-see at the Champions League and the state of affairs that it is. And assess what our odds are, realistically. What are our odds of making it through to the knockout stages, automatic knockout, rather than the playoffs, which we'll go through that in just a second after we look at the table. But at the moment, we sit in, where are we? 12th place, level on points with Barcelona, who, of course, are our next opponents. 2 goals less in terms of goal difference. Level on points, same wins, same draws, same losses. Christ, I thought I saw a spider there crawl across the crawl across my floor. So at the moment, we are only 2 points off of the knockout stages, automatic knockout. But it is top 8 that get automatic promotion into the knockout stages. Bayern Munich, Arsenal, Inter with 12 points apiece. Manchester City with 10, PSG with 9, Newcastle with 9, Real Madrid with 9, Liverpool with 9, Galatasaray with 9, Tottenham with 8. I've just spat everywhere there. Tottenham with 8, Barcelona with 7, Chelsea with 7. In no world should we be below Tottenham with the games that we've had, with the fixtures that we've had in this. Oh, that is just absolutely outrageous. And it's been coming. That Doku goal, you'll have seen it. You'll have already seen it. You'll have seen it everywhere, because that quite possibly is the goal of the weekend. And I tell you what, it could be one of the goals of the season. That is some goal. The champions are knocked for fucking 6, whatever the saying is. The champions, it's becoming... I know it's Man City, right? And I know we often forget quickly how good a team once was, and I'm probably doing that by doing what I'm doing right now. But Liverpool, the champions, are being made to look like absolute amateurs, and not for the first time this season. I would argue for the 7th time. How many losses have these fuckers had? This has got to be like five losses already. Just on a side note, I know this is going to be a ball ache for me to do the timestamps, but Liverpool are on cue to lose 5 games so far this season. Now, alternatively, when you look at last season, they lost 4 in the entire season. Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. But that Doku goal, it's been coming. He's been playing phenomenal in this game. And I wouldn't be surprised if he gets man of the match, to be completely honest with you. But anyway, back to the Champions League. We're not doing very well. We've got Barcelona up next. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. I think, as it stands, we're currently... Is that right? Can I sideways it? Is that right? As it stands, we will be playing against Barcelona. I'm assuming that's right, from what I can see. That's what it says. Obviously, we're only on the halfway mark right now, so a lot can happen. We still have to play Paphos, Napoli, Atalanta, Barcelona. I think that's 4. I think we lose against Barcelona, but knowing Chelsea, knowing Maresca, we're probably going to somehow fucking win that game. I won't be upset. I know that looks like I'm upset. I'm upset when I do like the, oh, God, we're probably going to win that one. Fucking. It's the inconsistency. It's the fucking. I mean, City are now going second, but we're third in the league. How? How on earth are we third? I'm glad, but I don't fucking know how. We've not been good. There's been glimpses. But if we are the third best team in the season so far, fucking hell. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on. It's woeful. It's absolutely woeful. And I was saying this on the pod. I said, there's got to be like, if Arsenal end up winning this season, which, I mean, it's looking a little bit less likely than it was. It's still looking likely, but I just dared to say, like, if Arsenal win it and the season carries on the way that it's going, with everyone playing the way they are and Arsenal playing the way they are, it will be a domination, but a domination of absolute dross. Do you know what I mean? I understand that people be like, oh, fuck off, that's a shit take. I couldn't care less. It's the same with Liverpool. Look at them. I know they're missing some players from last season and, but it's the same manager. It's the same players. A couple of new ones. They spent 500 fucking million in the summer. On paper, it should be a better side than last side. They've built on their team from last season. That was a Premier League winning side. But you'd argue that their chances of winning the league's already gone. 5 losses. 5 losses. Arsenal's only loss this season came against them, I think. That's even worse. It's a strange season. It has been a really odd, like really strange season so far. And I feel like we do say that quite a lot. Like year on year, something kind of happens and you're like, fucking hell, this is a bit weird. But this one's just... And the fact that I'm not even like 100% certain at this point that Arsenal are going to win it, I still in the depths of my loins. Loins? Loin? Loins. You have multiple loins, I think. Your loins your ass? Yeah. In the depths of my ass? I get. Anyway, we're going off topic here. I still, for the life of me, think that Arsenal are probably going to bottle this. But who is going to step up to the mark? It's going to be City. I can see City winning it this season. You look at the way they're playing in this game, and I know it's Liverpool. Everyone gets wins against them these days. You look at the kit, the vibes of it all. I know this is nothing scientific, but you just look at it just screams championship winning or Premier League winning side from City. I don't know how to describe it, but to me, I look at their kit and I'm like, they're going to fucking win it with that. It's just so obvious. It ain't going to be us. If it is, great, but it ain't going to be us. It's going to be Arsenal and City once again. City, I think, are starting to come into their own. And it's only a matter of time before they start turning on the burners like they have in this game. And when they play Arsenal, which they didn't win, obviously, because did they lose? Did they play them recently? No, they drew. Arsenal scored really late, didn't they? Martinelli, I remember now. So again, another dicey sort of win. Should we look at Arsenal's fixtures that they've won? Like, just quickly. They beat United on the opening day. They beat Leeds 5-0. They lost to Liverpool. They beat Forest 3-0, who are shite. They drew to City. They beat Newcastle, who are shite. They beat West Ham, who are shite. They beat Fulham, who, looking at the table, where are Fulham? Are shite, 15th. They beat Crystal Palace. Arguably, on paper, that is probably their biggest win. I won't lie. I actually feel like that's a pretty good result on the face of it. They beat Burnley, who are shit. And they drew to Sunderland, who are actually doing very well. They beat us, for Christ's sake. So I think we're getting a little bit duped here. I think the Premier League fan base, you know, Premier League as a whole, the world of football as a whole, has so far been rather duped by this Arsenal, by this Arteta side. Because it's, as we've established, without the set pieces, they look like a bag of fucking bones. I know that's not true, but still, you get what I mean. It was that Opta. It was that. It was that Opta graphic of Declan Rice being the most, the most creative, or like the person to have made the most chances, either in Europe or in the Premier League. I think it was the Premier League. And the corner flag, it's just a blur. It's just a blur of corner flag lines. And it just further cements, like, people are clowning them, but it's clearly working. But my goodness me, it begs the question, will Arsenal be able to rely solely on a majority of their goals coming from set pieces and throw-ins? Because eventually people are going to get wise to it. Eventually people are going to be able to sort of suss out what it is that makes Arsenal tick. Whether that be a little light bulb in the dressing room, you know, or Arteta holding up a picture of whether or not it's a fucking person wearing a hat or a rabbit. All those mind tricks, all those mind games that Arteta's playing, it's clearly paying off. It's clearly paying off, you know? Got to hand it to him. Arsenal, widely regarded as one of, if not the best team in the world right now behind Bayern Munich. And my God, they have so much to show for it, don't they? You know? So many set-piece goals. No silverware to speak of at all. But they've scored quite a few goals from corners and, you know, throw-ins and whatnot. So, I mean, there's that. They've got that going for them, you know? It's very impressive. It's very, very impressive indeed. I'm very jealous of the way they play, you know. I can't talk really because fucking hell, Maresca ball has its moments of absolutely stinking up the gaff. Speaking of which, let's go on to Wolves, shall we? We've got about 15 minutes to go, I suppose. How long's it been? Yeah, about 15 minutes, give or take. We set up well. We set up how we should, minus James, but it worked out because Malo Gusto actually scored a fucking goal. First goal in 98 career appearances for him. In his, you know, wherever he's played. Lyon, obviously. But I meant just like whether it's at Lyon or Chelsea. But in the first half, I think I speak for everyone when I say, goodness gracious me, it was looking woeful. It was looking really worrying. Obviously, they had 0 shots on target, 0 shots at all. So we're obviously doing something right. It definitely wasn't the fact that it's Wolves and they are shit. And I'm not doing the same argument, that people were doing for it's Qarabag. Because we actually set up with the strongest side that we possibly could do. Because, obviously, James must not have been 100% fit. He came on, I think. Fairly sure he did. Quite late on, like 20, 30 minutes to go. I'm allowed to say, fucking Szoboszlai can't fucking whack a ball, can't he? Good God. Great save from Donnarumma. But I'm allowed to say it's only Wolves when we set up strong. You can't say it's only Qarabag if we set up the way we did. If you talk like that, you've got to win. You have to get the win. It's as simple as that. I think that first half was really worrying, but no more worrying than it has been this season. I wasn't too worried more than I have been because we are used to either going 1-0 up and conceding or just struggling to find the net. Thankfully, we did not struggle for too long in the second half. Garnacho linking up with Malo Gusto, an unlikely duo. But a showcase that, my goodness me, we can link up. What the fuck, by the way, is Malo Gusto doing that high up the pitch? He was practically in the goal. He was practically in the goal. And I know some of you fuckers are going to be like, some of you people who don't like me or don't like my takes, they're going to be going, well, he's finding a way to moan about Chelsea scoring. Fuck off. You know what I'm trying to say. It is a fact. It was a great goal, great work goal, and a goal is a goal. So I couldn't give a bollocks, but it is slightly concerning, much as it is as well with Mark Cucurella being one of our highest players in terms of being up on the, in the pitch, attacking wise. A lot of people are sick of Cucurella being as high as he is, but it is what it is. Malo Gusto being in the goal mouth to hit a goal in, or whatever it was he did. What are we doing? Well, what do I know? At the same time, this could be a sign of, we've got various ways to score goals, it would seem. But you get what I'm trying to say. Then, of course, we had, I think it was João Pedro that scored next. And it was a very well-worked goal. A very, very well-worked goal. And if I'm not mistaken, it was Estevao who had just come on. And I was very confused. Salah misses. Oh, my God. How has he missed that? Goodness me. Estevao just came on, pretty much getting the assist straight away to João Pedro. And I was a little bit like, why is he taking Liam Delap off, of all people? I feel like we need another goal because I hate sitting on a 1-0 with Chelsea. I think that we are really frustrating to watch. We are really indecisive. And a team that is the opposite of threatening when we're 1-0 up. But Estevao, being Estevao, and I would argue should have been on from the start, it was a good substitution, It was a very good substitution. If I look, who was it that came on? It was just Estevao. But it was obviously Estevao came on for Liam Delap. João Pedro occupied the number 9, more or less. Estevao goes down, plays it in. Bit of a deflection, goes to João Pedro. In the face of it, it does look like a fantastic substitution, and I praised him for it. But at the same time, what the hell does Estevao have to do to start a game? You know, does he start against Burnley? Does he start against Barcelona? 2 very different opponents. If I was saying on the stream for the Wolves game, I would very much prefer that he starts against Barcelona. And if that means him not starting against Burnley, then so be it, you know? I would take that. At the same time, we obviously have to play Arsenal as well. So if he plays against Barcelona, I am obviously very much in favour of him playing against Barcelona as well. Tuesday game, Sunday game, by the way. Not a Saturday game, but a Sunday game. We've not played on a Sunday for a while. So I'm unsure what will go on with this podcast, to be honest with you, because I always record on Sundays at the 4:30 kickoff. Is there an 8 o'clock? There won't be an 8 o'clock kickoff on a Sunday, will there? Come on. Use your brain, Harold. Goodness me. Where is it? It's going to be the 23rd. Oh. Wait. When do we play? Is it the 16th? What? Not the 23rd. 30th? Jesus. 30th. Yeah, that'll be the latest game. Which is frustrating. I may have to do a live It's Pod O'Clock for that day. I may have to do a live It's Pod O'Clock. I'm feeling like I will. And we can just shoot the shit and talk about what needs to be talked about on the Monday in the evening afterwards, because I'll be recording with Troy and Alex. But yeah, I'm hopeful. I am hopeful. Finishing up on that Wolves game, before I go off on a tangent again, I feel like my relationship with Maresca, it's always going to be up and down. It is just always going to be up and down. His personality doesn't blend well. It doesn't go well with my type of personality of being very sort of brash, very reactionary. And I know people don't like that in football, but football's a very reactionary, fickle sport, okay? If you are someone who is, I've trusted him the whole time. I've given him all the time in the world. Oh, I've never lost me rag with him. Oh, I've backed him since day one. Either one, good for you. Fucking well done. You have absolutely the patience of a saint. Or you're a bullshitter. You're a liar. It's fabrication, you know? You're the biggest liar known to mankind, because let's be completely honest. He's annoying. I'm annoying. I know I'm annoying, but Maresca is just annoying in the way that he does things, in the approach he takes for certain games, in the mannerisms, in the way that he talks. You know, not talks, by the way. I didn't mean in like his fucking accent. I paused at the wrong sign there. I meant to say in the way that he talks in general about, you know, this and that, and I know this was last season, but it's the fans were to blame with the goal and all that bollocks. I still haven't forgotten that fucking bullshit of him trying to blame the fans for the negativity in the stands for being why, Sanchez decided to play it long and then we concede. It's your fault. Blaming the fans is it's just like stupid, and a sign of flapping about. Nothing of that has happened anywhere near this season, if at all, if like nothing has happened. So, we've moved on from that, but I don't forget that shit. And I don't think you should too. And the same goes for the ownership and, all the goons up top who have made so many of you drop your standards because it's a process. You've got to be, Chelsea fans have got to be willing to lose games more often. It's just the way of life now. It's not the same as what it was. And it doesn't need to be that way, by the way. It only needs to be that way if you let it. Realistically speaking, it only needs to be that way if we let it long enough. And I feel some of you are allowing some things to go a little bit further, like this rotation, which I've seen speculation from some people, theories as to why we rotate as much as we do is to sort of showcase our talents as much as possible. We play more varied teams in our starting 11 than any other team in the world. We are a revolving door of managers no longer. We are a revolving door of players. Build up the profit, get them in that fucking window, showcase what they've got, get a profit, fuck them off, and then go. I'm not saying that I completely undeniably believe that theory is gospel, but I'm also not agreeing with it. Do you know what I mean? It's Chelsea at the end of the day. It's the new Chelsea. And money is the main thing when it comes to this lot. And I know it's a business. I know that you know it's a business and you've got to fucking make money and build on your losses and fucking all that bollocks, but no longer about actually winning silverware. I truly believe that this. I know. It's a good thing we won the Club World Cup. I wouldn't trade it for for not winning it, if that makes any fucking sense. The Conference League. Wow, we were. If we don't win anything now for like, say, 3 years, I could seriously see Maresca still being here because trust the process. We won the. What's that on your chair? What's that there? What's that? You're not happy? We won the Club World Cup fucking 4 years ago. I know we get rid of that in a year, but I could see that being a thing, honestly. But I'm hopeful. I'm positive to the idea that I can see us getting. It's Chelsea at the end of the day. I don't give a fuck who's the manager. I don't care who's the players. We always find a way to win something. And I know we've gone through droughts as of late, but we've still somehow managed to become the best team in the world and another European Cup, despite the fact that we are the state that we are. And Arsenal, who are so widely regarded as one of the best teams in the world, have won fuck all. So make sense of that, Like I say, international break is just around the corner. And, just around the corner. It's here, really. But we obviously have Burnley. England are already through to the World Cup. And what is it, 23rd? No, 20, what is it, 22nd? 12:30 kickoff for our returning game. Never fun. 12:30 kickoff on a Saturday. I remember we played Burnley, albeit at Stamford Bridge. I was there for the opening game back in the 2017-18 season, I think it was. Or I know it was. And we lost. So 12:30 kickoffs against Burnley. Never enjoy those. Then we've got Barcelona at home, Arsenal at home, Leeds, Bournemouth away, Leeds away, Bournemouth away, Atalanta away, Everton at home, Cardiff away in the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. Just need to win that to get a place in the at Wembley. Newcastle away, Aston Villa at home on the day after Boxing Day, or better known as the 27th of December. And then the 30th of December is Bournemouth at home. Thankfully, we don't have any games that lead into, late into New Year, like a New Year's Day game or a New Year's, 1st of January, or I don't know, a Boxing Day game can fuck off. I don't care about. I don't know about you guys, but I need a break around Christmas. We've done so many Christmas, New Year games for the last few years. I'm actually relishing the fact that we've got a bit of a break. 30th of December and then the 4th of January, Man City. It's a great little break around there. And I will be very glad to do it, I must say. With that said, I think I've covered everything pretty much. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. Share the video. Tell your friends, tell your nan, anyone who might be even remotely interested in my ramblings. If you're listening on Spotify, please do rate me a 5-star. Leave a comment if you want to. With that said, thank you so much for watching. As always, onto the international break. Of course, I do not do It's Pod O'Clock during international breaks because there are no match weeks. So that actually answers the question. Oh, no. I've already said live, maybe a live stream for the Arsenal one. I'll be doing that on the Monday. We'll see what happens. Who fucking knows? Who knows? Thank you for watching. My name is Harry. Up, cheers. And peace.